Hello, hello. Are we live? Just got home, want to make sure everything's all set up. But I believe we're live and we're going. And the stream didn't start for a while for me. It got delayed, so I might ping again on the server just to make sure nobody misses this. I don't know. Honestly, this is going to be a short stream. This is going to be a nice, short and sweet stream. We're going to keep it simple, snappy, hopefully, because this is just a quick vlog kind of thing. That's why I'm starting this so much later than normal. Normally my streams are ending in an hour from now. This is very late. So yeah. Okay, thank you YouTube. I understand. Anyway, so do we go on background music? Because I only just thought of this while I was looking at everything. Sorry, ignore this, that's from a different stream. I only just thought of this, but I do have this, which I haven't played in a while, and it might be a bit nicer than just listening to my voice. Let's hit shuffle. Let's see what we get. Ooh, nice. I am going to turn this down, though. So that's nice and quiet for both of us. But yeah, we are back, guys, with Five Nights at Freddy's, with a very unusual one-off. I don't know, this stream is a weird one, because weird things are happening, and I just want to talk about it. So first things first, hello chat. Sorry if I don't respond to you much, if I end up, you know, chatting away, but I see Insta downloading, Help Wanted 2, Agatha, Cube Group, Super Mario DJ, and Mac. Welcome to the stream, thank you for joining. Yeah, Help Wanted 2, I forgot that game existed. But yeah, your download speed is tanking, but I don't give a fuck. Alright, yeah. If you guys don't mind background music, I just think it helps improve the quality of the experience for everyone. But I didn't think of it until the intro was already, you know, happening, so nothing there. Anyway, so welcome back. We need to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's, because things are happening, and I did not ping this stream at all. Man, this is so disorganized. I know this is a vlog, but I wanted to have some semblance of organization. So, did I not ping the stream at all? That is my bad. I am late to this. Oh no. I completely forgot to ping this at all. That's my bad. Okay, well anyways, welcome back. Yeah. I'm just gonna give it a minute for people to join in case they are fussed about missing stuff, and that also gives me time to get fully prepared. Thank you, YouTube. You don't need to keep notifying me of things I already know. Thank you, YouTube. Calm down, YouTube. Alright, I mean, we're one song in. What the Sigma? Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Gotcha, Mac. Also, Arrow, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Alright. I'm gonna give it a minute because I forgot to ping the stream. Before we get into this, how are you guys doing? Anything you want to talk about? Obligatory intro segment, because I can timestamp this if it's really not as snappy as I wanted, that's fine. I always read BG music as Bulgarian music and it makes me laugh. You mean Bulgalingaragango? It's such a dumb bit, I don't know why we kept that up for so long. But yeah, Bulgarian music. I want to hear Bulgarian FNaF now. What does that even sound like? What makes music Bulgarian? It's a great bit, to be fair. Alright. Anyway, you see I've got Cupcake out here, looking derpy as hell, as usual, with the bald man, Bolzinger. But yeah. Alright, I think people are here now. Ethan, true player, welcome to the stream. You think you broken FNaF 3? Yeah, do tell us, what do you mean broken? Honestly, DJ, I don't know. I'm not thinking about that kind of stuff. Maybe. It's since you have mentioned that, I'm gonna bring that up because I forgot that was a thing. But yeah, I did FNaF news at one point. I think I was just copying ambience, to be honest. But there was one point where I did a sort of FNaF news. Yeah, reactions, discussions, and predictions. I used to do a lot of predictions, discussions, and reactions of FNaF content, and you can see here, like, a selection. I think this is in chronological order. Just like a bunch of bits and pieces, really. I kind of forgot about these. But yeah, I don't know. I guess this does belong on that playlist, so I'll probably add it. I don't know. I kind of stopped doing those. Alright, music's ending. Let's get on with it now. there's a bug in here. Hold on, I'm gonna get rid of this guy. That's right, stop moving. Oh my god, get out of here. Oh, I hate these things. There's so many insects about. It's summertime, really annoying. I don't know if I got that. Hopefully they don't fly around in my way. Chanimations, hello, welcome to the stream. But yeah, the FNaF movie videos. DJ, how can we just stop right now? How is it that DJ keeps such a tight track of every single video? Like, the fact that he has a tighter track of the videos than me is absolutely crazy. How does this guy do it? What is your secret, DJ? Please, I would love to know. It might help me have some semblance of organization. Like, I don't even know. I did multiple FNaF movie videos? What videos is he talking about? I know there was the Freddy in Space 3 one. Was that a news video? Or am I thinking of something else? I don't know. Also, Creeper, welcome to the stream. I wanted to flat mode. Very nice. Ethan's just talking about some weird FNaF 3 glitch. Did you guys know that Glamrock Freddy is Michael Afton? Guys, did you know that Purple Guy is actually a grape? Did you know that Freddy Fazbear was in my mom's bed last night? Anyway, William Coffey, hello, welcome. Alright, people are here. Let's get started. I feel like this isn't serious enough. Let's put on some serious music. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'll even loop it for a bit. Alright, fellas. We need to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. I have a weird perspective on this, and I know this because I am someone who used to be an avid Five Nights at Freddy's fan, and for 2 or 3 years now has tried my hardest to distance myself from FNaF news feeds. And I am going to tell you for a fact right now, it is not possible. It is not physically possible for me to get FNaF out of my social media. Like, I literally would have to cut ties with everyone I know and just become a hermit or something. Like, it would never work. So, I have a vague idea of what's been going on with Five Nights at Freddy's for the last few years, but I really stopped keeping a tight track of things, you know, December 21, let's say. Thing is, there's some recent events which have absolutely blown my mind. Kind of like the fact that someone just tipped me $10 US is blowing my mind. I will respond to that in a minute, but thank you so much. I am not ignoring that. I just... Give me a second. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I don't know where that's come from all of a sudden. I don't even know who you are, but thank you so much. Here's the thing. Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, has created a Twitter page. This is probably news to absolutely no one else here, because I'm imagining every single person watching this already knew like a week before I did. I am late to this. I know this. I don't care. I don't know why the banner's misaligned. Either Scott made a mistake or Twitter is a piece of shit because it's X now, because Elon Musk. Neither would surprise me. But I gotta say, I dig the icon and I dig the art, although I'm really hoping the creator isn't a kiddie toucher or something like that, because you know how it is in FNaF. Like, the odds of that are pretty much like 9 out of 10 these days. But you know, that's kind of why I ditched this franchise as much as I physically could. Anyways, hello FNaF community. This year is FNAF's 10th anniversary on August 8th. As Scott Cawthon says, I'll just read the rest of the quote here. There's been a lot of work happening behind the scenes to make it a very special event, and there is going to be something big released every day from August 1st through to August 8th. Stay tuned for the full August release schedule dropping tomorrow. And that was on June 18th. Oh, it actually wasn't that long ago. I wasn't late to this. People on my Discord server were posting about this, so I guess I saw it like as soon as it happened. But then, June 19th, yesterday, as promised, here's the planned August lineup. And what we have here is a really interesting list of media releases in the FNaF franchise. I think it goes without saying, FNaF has not been dead by any means. Since 2019, we've had about 1 game per year and loads of books. But aside from that, it's been less active than it used to be. This much content in this short span of time is the most dense cluster of just FNaF stuff, official FNaF stuff, that we have ever had since early 2015. Like, this is insane. So it demands my attention. And what is interesting is that it's kind of a bunch of things pieced together. I just want to share, before I even look at chat, I'm turning off my phone, before I even look at chat, I just want to share my first immediate thoughts on this, okay? Because I'm pretty fucking sick and tired of FNaF at this point. It's just been disappointment after disappointment, controversy after controversy. But I have to say, it is very interesting and a little, dare I say, optimistic, you know, and inspiring to kind of see that the 10th anniversary, the 10-year anniversary, the decade anniversary, which is something I've had in mind since the 5-year anniversary in terms of, like, what could happen, what am I going to do for it? It is something that Scott Cawthon must have had in his mind since August last year. And it looks like, for the first time in a very long time, the creator of FNaF is actually already stepping it up with huge collaborations like we've never really seen before, at least in this time frame, to produce something crazy. So first of all, we've got the full game release of My Pop Goes. My Pop Goes is a spin-off of a fan game in the fanverse. If you don't know what that is, basically there's a bunch of fan games which are being officially endorsed, and the fan game creators are actually remaking or making new games that are like official games in the FNaF franchise. So far, although Pop Goes Evergreen's still a long way off, we've had Pop Goes Arcade with the DLC, and then also this thing called My Pop Goes. So that's getting a full game. That's going to be on Steam, as well as, you know, Kane Carter's other, like, spin-off game, which is just, you know, incredible. Again, if you don't know the context, don't worry about it. It's basically just a fan game. What is far more interesting and exciting is that the full remake of The Joy of Creation, the greatest FNaF game ever made, is releasing its demo on August 2nd. We have waited years for this thing. The fanverse was announced like in 2020, 2021. It has been so many years. And these guys creating it, these, you know, teenagers, people, you know, younger than I am, still in school, still in university, still, you know, struggling to find jobs, are like actually, after all this time, finally at a point where they can share something playable. And that is very exciting. I mean, specifically, this is Nixon. And not only is the demo there, but I can also show you guys the Steam page. I probably should actually open this in Steam, but you know what, I've got it here. You can find this on Steam for yourself. But The Joy of Creation is being completely remade, and it's basically a remake of Story Mode, although there's some elements of Reborn in there, which is good, because Reborn was one of my favourites of the collection. No Halloween Edition or Classic, unfortunately, but it is what it is. There's been a lot of news and updates on Twitter, you know, from Nixon about this, but as you can see here, the lines between creation and creator blur in this first-person psychological horror game inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's. It's very clear there, it has a mention of the franchise. We've had some awesome new releases of screenshots, and just looking at this game, looking at the style, looking at the quality, it is absolutely mind-blowing to think that this is the same franchise that produced this. Like, is absolutely baffling to someone who hasn't followed the series that this is the same franchise. This is the same franchise. Like, how weird is that? When you look at these two games, night and day. But this is releasing apparently in 2025. Here's hoping it doesn't get delayed, because knowing how these things go, I'm calling it now. This will release in early 2026. But it's made in Unreal Engine 5, super immersive, super modern. And again, this puts you in the shoes of the creator, a game developer forced to confront the manifestations of his own mind through 5 unique levels, each with a unique blend of free roaming and classic sit and survive gameplay mechanics. So obviously, for all of its, like, majesty and the, you know, near perfection, there is one major problem with the original Joy of Creation that nobody really talks about, because you wouldn't think it'd be a problem, and it definitely wasn't until a certain somebody started saying and doing certain things in the real world. But the thing is, the game featured fictional versions of real people. It featured Scott Cawthon and his family, and obviously, although Scott is the creator of FNaF in real life, this doesn't explicitly mention Scott Cawthon anymore, which I think is a good choice. Having it vague is better. There's been a bunch of story changes for the better, I think, but aside from that, it just looks like improvements. This is, you know, from what little we can judge and see, can't judge yet, obviously it's not out, but knowing Nixon's record, knowing the other games he's worked on, such as Dark Deception, this is looking to be a genuinely thrilling, scary, gritty, high-stakes, engaging game. It almost looks like AAA in terms of quality. I think this is the kind of thing that could rival, you know, the Amnesia series, which is saying something. Like, you know, FNaF has always been unique. It's always been very interesting, but with the perspective I have now, and the experience and the knowledge I have now, after almost a decade online, you know, playing games and exploring and discovering games and learning more about gaming culture and all the different genres that intersected with, such as horror, you know, this really puts into perspective the potential of FNaF. FNaF has always, you know, it's always been a good and it's been an interesting game, especially the first one, but, you know, it's not a proper horror game. FNaF, you know, it hasn't really, you know, engaged with proper horror audiences and more traditional, you know, fans of horror. It always catered to a younger audience. It was always something that had more emphasis on the mascots and the mysteries and the ideas rather than actual horror. Whereas this looks to be way more, you know, laser focused on the thrills and the scares and making an experience that feels more grounded and realistic. And personally, I am very excited for that, because that is something that has been sorely missing from this franchise for a long time. And that is just two of the things that are happening. I mean, this on its own is like more FNaF content we've had in like the last year. That on its own is gigantic, and like, it's one of those games that I was waiting on for so long, I kind of forgot that I was waiting on it, and having it suddenly appear out of the blue again, it is very exciting. But that's not it. I am gonna go down the list, and I'm gonna talk about all of these, but I'm just gonna read chat for a minute, because I don't want to like leave it for too long and just be trawling back through messages for a while. I'm just gonna read chat for a minute, because I want to talk about this, because this is crazy, and it's kind of making me excited for FNaF again, in a way that, well, to be honest, I don't really feel anything. Like, I don't feel any actual hype or excitement right now. I'm just sort of looking at it, and I consciously know I should be hyped for this. But it hasn't hit yet. I don't know. I'm at the point now where I've trained myself not to raise my expectations. But this is incredible. And just in response to the legend... Where is it? Where is it in chat? Why can't I see it? For fuck's sake, why is YouTube mobile chat so shit? It's not even displaying the donation that I got, the tip. Why can't I see it? Oh, I didn't get that guy's name. Or girls. You know what I mean. It literally won't display. What's that about? Crash! It was Crash. I don't know why I can't see it, but Crash. You asked me, you mentioned, you know, you look forward to seeing me play the Drew of Creation demo on August 2nd, and I can say for a fact right now, I will do my absolute hardest to live stream my playthrough of that as soon as it drops. I don't know why you assumed that I would, but then why would you assume that I didn't? But I just want to confirm right now, I am going to be playing that as soon as it drops, if I can. I'll probably be free on the 2nd, but I don't know. But I'll do my best. If not the 2nd, probably the 3rd. But, that kind of depends on time zones. But yes, I'm going to be playing the T-Joke demo when that releases. So do look out for that. Get hyped for that. Or even better, play it for yourself. I don't know why that super chat isn't appearing. That's really unfortunate. But thank you so much for the kind donation. Just to catch up with chat. What have we got to think about? What have we got to think about? I'm going to read off here because mobile chat is being so shit. It's just terrible. Excuse my French, but YouTube mobile chat needs fixing. It's horrible. But yeah. In fact, it's chat. There's been so many chat messages that it's actually not even all displaying. I'm going to have to look at my stream preview and go back to read all the messages. God damn. I was not ready. Sorry, guys. I'm going to miss some of your chat messages because, like, it is... There's been so many. But yeah, Duncan, welcome to the stream. I don't think I said hello to you. I also don't think I said hello to Super Soul, Cool Guy. I think I said hello to everyone else, but welcome. Anyway, but yeah, this is like the most active FNaF has been in like years and years, like most of its lifespan. Like, this is mental. Depending on your metric, I guess, but yeah. But yeah, is the My Pop Goes Steam page already active, DJ? I will look that up right now. I'll even open Steam so we can do this properly. Or I could just do this. Oh, no, wait. It's already there. Never mind. I don't need Steam. That's fine. So, My Pop Goes already has a public Steam page. We already played this on the channel. I'm probably not going to get this. I don't know why I would. It's just the same thing again. But yeah, of course you'll never get to experience Freddy Fazbear's like I did, and maybe that's a good thing. But a few months ago I wondered, what if Pop Goes could? But yeah, we already played this on the channel. We did a stream on it a while back, if you want to go find that. Hold on, that's new. That was not... Oh! Okay, no, hold on. They must have added some exclusive content. Maybe this is worth buying then. It's not just the same game again. But yeah, the Steam version... Challenge modes, mini games, and unlockables. Okay. Alright, I guess we'll be replaying this then. I guess we'll be playing this. This actually looks pretty good, because the original thing was, like, cute, but this actually looks decent. Like, it's got content. Okay, alright, I'll have to stream that again. But yes, the joy of freakiness. But yeah, gosh, so many messages, guys. I will do my best to read them all, but I don't know if I can keep up. But yeah, the new T-Jock logo looks fantastic. I absolutely love that. But yeah, it looks a lot darker and grittier than the OG games. Just saying something. The OG games, you know, took themselves pretty seriously. But yeah, calling it this release is either on the 11th anniversary or around the time of the second movie's release. But yes. Yeah, fair enough, Duncan. I don't know. I don't really miss T-Jock Halloween Edition for the lore. I just think the gameplay was really cool. But yeah, if that's its own thing, it's fine. Whatever works for the game, you know, on its own. But yeah, the jump scares are gonna be fire. Also, Golden Freddy has reportedly been removed from the game just entirely. Why'd they get rid of him? Ask Nixon. Look, I am going to reserve judgment until it's out and I've played it and I've experienced it. You know, maybe Golden Freddy just didn't fit Nixon's vision. I don't know. Although Nixon said a lot of things in tweets, so I don't know if that's really confirmed. Golden Freddy could be added back in for we know, like a year from now. It was like a last minute thing. But yeah. Anyways, but yeah, disappearance of the piss bear. Yeah. But yeah. Golden Freddy carrying the whole game? Nah. Golden Freddy has never carried a FNaF game. Not really. I think there's... I'm not saying you could just remove Golden Freddy, but especially T-Jock. Golden Freddy's not... It's not like UCN or FNaF 1, where they're like this unique big thing. It's like, you could take Golden Freddy out of T-Jock and it doesn't really change much. Like, there's going to be all kinds of changes to the lore. I don't even know if Nick is going to be a character anymore, or if it's just going to be this creator guy and he doesn't have a family. Or what? Like, we don't know. We don't know. Or correct me if I'm wrong, and we do know, and I just didn't see the info, because I don't use X, I don't use Twitter. But yes. Golden Freddy is an absolute nothing sandwich in terms of content other than being an ominous presence. In T-Jock, yes. Yeah. But yeah, interesting. Lots of opinions. Lots of opinions. Love to see it. But yeah, he didn't exist in the others, so he's actually a last-minute addition. Yeah. But yeah, meanwhile, we have a whole-ass Mangle rip-off in T-Jock. We do? Oh, Creation! Oh, I think they're more than a Mangle rip-off. Like, they're a very derivative character, but it's, like, a really cool execution of a good idea. I've always wanted to see an Ennard of the FNaF 1 crew, and I think, you know, Creation captures that pretty effectively. Excuse my past tense French verb. Pay attention, guys. Anyway, I'm going to switch up the music, because this has been looping for ages, and I just noticed. What have we got next? Oh, more FNaF 4. Alright, why not? Why not? But yeah. But yes. But yeah, there is new content. I'm going to have to play Premium Edition, because I'm interested. My Pop Goes was alright, and I'm interested in the new content. So many random things being said in chat. But yeah. Anyway. Mac, don't worry about it. Chat mods help each other out if, you know, people are being rude in chat, but it looks like civil discussion to me. What kind of FNaF fan would it be without a Golden Freddy type character? I don't know, FNaF fan game? But yeah. Yeah. I don't know why people are expressing such strong opinions about such minute things. Anyways. But yeah. Alright. Insta, I'll see you around. Have a good one. Let's continue discussion, because there's a lot more to go through, and time is ticking. So, honest, just first reactions, okay? Because I haven't even really looked at this. August 3rd, we're getting a VIP interactive novel free. Or, sorry, an interactive novel titled VIP. I have no idea what this is about, but I have to say, an interactive novel sounds interesting. That genuinely sounds like something that would suit FNaF and that I would enjoy, because I enjoyed the early Fazbear Frights quite a bit, although later Fazbear Frights became a very repetitive, oversaturated mess, and I just gave up on the books after that's too many. But I used to play interactive novels as a kid, these like choose your own adventures, specifically like Doctor Who books, where it was like, you know, if you choose A, flip to page 23, if you choose B, flip to page 78. So, if it's going to be something like that, I think I'd enjoy that quite a bit. I love interactive choose-your-own-adventure stuff, where there are different endings based on your choices. I really dig that type of gameplay. It's really exciting to me. And it's always fun to like compare and contrast, you know, what happens and see how your personality is reflected in the events of the game. You think Henry Stickmin, Detroit Become Human, any Telltale game, you know, story mode, you know, Minecraft and The Walking Dead, just classics. Love those games. But I don't know if this is going to be something that's published in paperback, or if this is actually going to be like a digital, virtual online thing. Because it says it's going to be free, so it might actually be more like Doki Doki Literature Club, where it's like an interactive novel in the sense of like it's actually a game. I don't know. But that sounds interesting. On August 4th, we've got a Steel Wool announcement. Couldn't care less, to be honest. It's fucking Steel Wool. I mean, I have nothing left to say about Steel Wool, but that could be something new. I don't know. They've made a VR game twice and Security Breach, and they all are DLCs. So I guess that's that. Maybe it's Help Wanted 3. I don't know. Scott Cawthon interview with Dorco 2.0 on August 5th. So, if I'm being perfectly honest, this... I mean, think about the implications of this for a second. This is huge. This might be the most important thing out of the lot. Like, think about this for a second. Scott Cawthon interview with Dorco 2. That is kind of huge, and I'm going to stop looping the music now. Oh no, too emotional. Too emotional. Why isn't it on shuffle? Come on. Sure, that'll do. Let's go back in time. I always call it the Dorco interview for some reason, even though it should really be the Scott Cawthon interview. Come on, stay muted, damn it. But, this video from August 8th of 2018, the 4-year anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's, to me, this is one of, if not the most pivotal moment in FNaF history, because it was the first time Scott Cawthon ever actually revealed himself as an individual, as a personality. Yes, Scott Cawthon had posted, you know, thousands words worth of like Steam posts and Reddit posts over the years. By this point in time, he, you know, had been well known for interacting with the, you know, community and kind of trolling them in a certain way. His personality was very well known. But Scott Cawthon keeps the cards close to his chest. He's a very private individual. Images of Scott Cawthon are like rarer than gold, and videos of Scott Cawthon, there's like one in existence that like people, that is actually like public and that people know about. Like, images of this man are very rare. And this revealed his voice. I think to a lot of people, this is the first time they'd ever actually heard his voice, unless they knew he was actually the voice of Phone Guy, although his Phone Guy voice is a bit different. But this was extensive. 90 minutes of Scott Cawthon talking to Dorco. 90 minutes. This was huge. Like, this revealed stuff about Scott Cawthon's kind of thought process and the making of FNaF and him as an individual to a scale that was completely unprecedented. And it was all part of this bet. Dorco beat 5020, and that's why they did it on the anniversary. And I am so glad, because this was an absolute goldmine of kind of behind-the-scenes info, even a bit of lore and speculation about the FNaF franchise. And this came at a time when FNaF was kind of at this tipping point. You know, the series had ended, Scott Cawthon's original run of games was done, and we were entering this new era where things were beginning to expand. This is sandwiched right between Ultimate Custom Night at the end of kind of Scott's original, like, 7-part saga, his kind of vision for the series, and before the expansion into multimedia, before the there were really novels, but before the book series, before the licensed games for the companies, before the VR and the AR and the movies and all the rest of it. And this was a pretty critical point in FNAF's history, I think, for a lot of reasons. And to me, this was the peak of FNAF. Someone recently asked me, like, when was the last time FNAF really, like, felt like FNAF? When was the last time it really felt right? And scrolling through Dorco's old videos, I really think it was this and, like, the following few weeks. It was the summer, maybe autumn or winter of 2018. As soon as 2019 rolled around, everything changed. And it was never really the same again. And that's fine. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just the way of nature. Things change. They have to. Things are always in a constant state of flux, of change. And this right here is a time capsule, because after this, nothing ever felt quite the same. The FNAF kind of, the way it was produced, the way things were communicated, Scott Cawthon himself, a lot of things changed in a way that just lost that original charm. And what we've got now is this announcement. And I do hate to be cynical, but realistically speaking, what are we really expecting from this? What kind of questions is Dorco going to be asking? What kind of answers is Scott Cawthon going to be bringing? Is it going to be anywhere near the length of the last one? Are they going to kind of talk about everything since the last interview? Is it going to be like, how was the last 5 years? Is this going to set a precedent for doing this every 5 years? I will be surprised if this isn't just a kind of shallow, nostalgic callback to the original. Because I think talking about the last 5 years of FNAF is very different to talking about the first 5 years of FNAF. And they are either going to have to walk on eggshells, or it is going to get ugly. So, considering Dorco's audience and his brand, I am expecting this to be a very sanitized, very kind of, big picture, surface level interview. I mean, even in the original, we only got like 2 or 3 questions on some of the games like FNAF World and Sister Location. Like, they went precise and deep into specific issues, whereas this is probably going to be a very surface level type thing. They're going to talk about the big hits. They're going to talk about like 2 or 3 big points of security. They're going to laugh about the memes. And then they're going to move on to the FNAF movie. And they're going to talk about the hype and the production. And there'll probably be some gems. I imagine this could get memed, maybe. I think there'll be some interesting insights. I can guarantee you there's going to be one thing that is completely misconstrued as a massive lore drop that rewrites all of FNAF history again. And that's going to drive people crazy. But after everything that's happened, after everything Scott Cawthon's like said and done, like, this is going to feel weird, because our perception of him, I think I speak for a lot of people, like, our perception of Scott Cawthon's changed a lot since 2018, and not for the better. But that is, I'm weirdly looking forward to that, because although I'm kind of, my expectations for it are low, I'm willing to be pleasantly surprised, and I'm curious to compare and contrast, because the last one was a big shift. I wonder if this could also be impactful in some way. It will never live up to the original, but I wonder. And then we've got a mystery announcement for August 6th. Take me back. What is this shit? Get off my page. Why? What is this? Okay, let's try again. August 6th. Collab announcement. this one's a mystery. But a collaboration, I mean, that could mean a lot of things. That could be anything. I don't really have much to say about this one. I don't know what that means, what it could be. Like, is it a new... Like, it's not... Because FNaF has done merch collabs with like, YouTubes before. Is it something like that? But obviously not YouTubes, because why would that be a surprise? I don't know. And I'm just going to stop there for a minute to talk more with chat. What do we think of this? Any opinions? But yeah, where are we up to in chat? But yeah. There's 2 confirmed FNaF interactive novels. One's called The Week Before, and the second is Return to the Pit. Return to the Pit? And this is not VIP, these are just separate things happening. But yeah. Yeah. That's alright, Mac. Doki Doki is for simps. Listen, I know we just talked about not going off topic, but that is such a wrong take. There are Doki Doki fans who are simps. The game is not for... Well, or maybe it is. No. I've completely misread your comment. I misconstrued it as a simplistic tone of dismissing Doki Doki because you thought it intentionally appealed to simps. But no. No, it isn't. Doki Doki is for simps because the objective of the game is to tackle the assumptions and habits of simps. The game's objective is to reel in simps with advertising that makes it look like a game for simps, and then bait and switch it around and just grab the simp and tell them, look at yourself. You can do better. Doki Doki is about mental health and rehabilitation. Especially, plus, even though that's a paid thing that was sold as a product because, you know, they had to pay people who worked on that, and it was kind of, that was more of like, this is for the fans. The original Doki Doki was purely free for this purpose of mental health. It targeted young mentally ill men, many of which were simps, specifically so that it could stop them from simping. I completely misconstrued your simplistic appearing comment to actually be a nuanced and complex point with nuance hidden. Okay, I'm gonna stop this bit. I know you probably meant the simple version, but this is literally like the midwit. Like, I was the midwit in that, and then I realized what that meant. Doki Doki is for simps, but not in the way you would think. But yeah. But yeah, Scott made a video citing on game theory. Maybe he'll make a video citing the interview. Who knows? It could be a completely different setup. It's gonna be shocking, whatever happens, because Scott appearing on social media is just such a rarity. But yeah, interesting. But yeah, Frog Blue, welcome to the stream. Yes, the first interview with Scott was groundbreaking. It felt so special. It was, yeah, one of a kind. Maybe he'll have a less crunchy mic. We'll see. Ethan, I don't want to talk about security breach, man. I don't want to argue about it. I will tolerate being roasted because, you know, I will be merciful. That game kills me, man. It kills me in a way nothing else can. I have no shame in admitting that. But yeah. Fortnite bait? Why are we talking about Fortnite? Oh, you think the collab is Fortnite? FNaF in Fortnite. That would be something. Five Nights... I mean... Dude, what if it actually is Fortnite? What if it actually is Fortnite? Listen, hear me out, okay? I would not expect it to be Fortnite because I have been saying for years, ever since 2019, ever since we got this content expansion post UCN, FNaF should have been collaborating. It should have been in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it should have been in Fortnite, it should have been in Dead by Daylight by now. Those should have all happened years ago. You know, Smash got friggin' Sans Undertale and Cuphead, but it didn't get Freddy Fazbear. Like, in terms of culturally significant indie game characters, that is absolutely mental. That it got those, but not Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, Undertale and Cuphead, hugely significant, massive respect, absolute props. But FNaF is just a bit more significant than those two, I think. I mean, if I'm being honest, maybe I'm wrong, but like, you know, and that comes down to Scott Cawthon and his choices. He said somewhere that he didn't want to do collaborations. That was an official thing. It's his IP, it was his in control, still is. But like, if we're actually getting collaboration now, God, please, can you imagine? Like, literally everything is in Fortnite. Like, Fortnite's the new Smash. Like, everyone and everything is in Fortnite. It would be weird for FNaF not to be included, you know, at this point. So that would be very exciting for Fortnite players, I think. I'm personally not a Fortnite player. This doesn't affect me. I wouldn't care, really. But if you are a Fortnite player, that's cool. Just, you know, to have FNaF be included, I think, and represented, that'd be cool. But yeah. Oh god, don't be Roblox. We know there's a FNaF Roblox game, an officially licensed one in the works. What should be but why would they announce it as a secret thing if it's already been announced? I don't know. Fortnite would be crazy. Dead by Daylight would be crazier. Dead by Daylight would be even better because that actually caters specifically to horror, rather than Fortnite, which is kind of just a general everything. Like, having FNaF and Dead by... I mean, people have been asking for FNaF and Dead by Daylight for donkey's years. Like, it would be so easy and so logical and straightforward to implement a map based on the pizzeria, a killer probably based on Afton Springtrap, and, you know, survivor characters based on the Night Guards. And just, like, you could just have one of each, and it would be excellent. You can imagine the music and the sounds and everything that they could use. It would be phenomenal. Like, FNaF really should have been in Dead by Daylight, and I don't know why that hasn't happened. Like, I'm guessing Scott Cawthon just doesn't know what Dead by Daylight is or something. Like, that should have happened. But yes. Florentin, I don't think I said hello. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. But yes, DBD would be insane. But yes, I don't know what the hate train for Fortnite is about. Hating Fortnite is such a 2016 thing. Like, and I don't really know why people hated it. It has a very young player base, or at least it did back then, because it is a kid's game. Like, why are you surprised? Fortnite is cool. Fortnite is a phenomenon. It is a modern phenomenon that has managed to capture the zeitgeist twice within a decade. Very, very few games are capable of that. By being such a culturally significant and popular phenomenon on such a huge scale twice in a decade, that already puts it on the level of Minecraft. And that's it. That's the only game I can think of. That puts it on the level of Minecraft. Think about that. You know, Fortnite is a very easy, mainstream, enjoyable shooter game, except it does have innovative and unique game mechanics and kind of style. It's got the whole cartoon thing, it's got the whole building thing, you know, it's quite novel. And it's got so many crossovers, there's appeal for literally such a wide audience. That is like the AAA dream, to make the most mainstream, widely appealing thing without it becoming bland slop. Like, it is a good game. The game owners and the way the monetization practices are, that's questionable. That's a good reason not to support Fortnite. I personally don't. I'm not into that. I think that the business practices over the years have been questionable. Not a fan of that. But the game and the development of the game, it is something to be reckoned with. I would say the exact same thing about Minecraft Bedrock. Part of this huge, you know, immortal, you know, IP, horrible business practices here and there. Here and there, horrible. But yeah. Yeah. Okay, why have we been playing FNaF 3 Ambience for so long? Sure, why not? This is an underrated track. FNaF AR's soundtrack is underrated. Anyway. FNaF hater alert. Wah, wah. But yeah, the microtransactions, horrible. Young community can't be helped. I mean, that's a wider issue than the game. And the game is designed for younger audiences. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. Yes. Yes, Ethan, as much as I despise Bedrock Edition for what it is and for what Microsoft has made it, yeah, Bedrock has got a couple things going for it, but for me, there's nothing I can get in Bedrock that I can't get in Java. Not a single thing. Especially with the Geyser mod, thank you. But yeah, but having both editions is like the best way to play, I think. But yeah, exactly. But yeah, if the only reason you can't play Java is because you have a PC, though, that doesn't make Bedrock good. That just makes Bedrock necessary. I want to make that very clear. That does not improve Bedrock. Kaiser 3. You know what? I'm going to say this before Ethan says it, because I already know he's going to say it, because we've had this conversation a billion times, but for the benefit of everyone else watching, the problem with Bedrock is that it's trying to be on a load of platforms at the same time. If they just made Pocket Edition its own thing again, and made mobile versions of Minecraft its own thing, the console editions could flourish, alright? That's the problem with Bedrock. Aside from that, not just microtransactions and stuff, same as other people. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that Kaiser 3 said I huff pain. Bro, what? Okay. Moving on. So, 2 more things in this huge announcement. August 7th, 5 Laps at Freddy's by Click Team demo. So Click Team is making their own 5 Nights at Freddy's game, and I don't know how to feel about that, because Click Team is only known for porting the games. I don't know about them developing their own games, but it makes sense. They've created game development software, they've, ported games. Of course they can, produce their own games. Will it be good? Will it be terrible? No idea. What I find weird is the funny title. This is very clearly a spin-off that's not meant to be taken seriously. And by the sound of it, it's basically the Mario Kart of 5 Nights at Freddy's. And I think I have been saying, literally for years, I've been saying this since like 2022 at the latest, if not earlier. I've been saying FNaF just needs to experiment. The problem with FNaF is that it sunk into this samey hole of shitty slop with Steel Ball, and that we just need to keep a range of stuff going on. 1 solid project a year is good enough. It is an indie franchise at its heart, okay? I am not demanding much. I think for the benefit of everyone, 1 project like this, or this, or this a year would be fantastic. I think even if it's like not necessarily great, experimenting and just putting FNaF into different genres and throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks would be infinitely better than whatever the hell Steel Ball has done. Ever. Illumix, for all their flaws, FNaF AR, that was a good example of what I'm talking about. If we had a game like that every year, although hopefully with better quality and less microtransactions, because holy fuck, like, Jesus Christ, nobody is gonna miss FNaF AR, that game is shit. But, something like that every year would be amazing. The most bizarre thing to me is that this already exists. Or maybe it doesn't, because maybe 5 Laps at Freddy's is going to be nothing like this, and maybe it's actually like an athletics simulator, and it's not a racing game. But there is a FNaF fan game we played a while ago called Faz Karts, which I can't access for some reason. Can I? Really? Alright, fine. You know what? Fine, I'll do it myself. Since I can't pull up the page, I will just load up the game, because I have it saved in my games folder. But there's actually a FNaF fan game already called Faz Karts, and I've got it somewhere in here. Somewhere in here. It's too many FNaF games. I might just search. But yeah, okay, I can't find it. Fine, look it up. It doesn't work for me. But there's already a thing called Faz Karts, which is basically a FNaF racing game in the style of FNaF World. It uses the adventure characters, they have their own, like, little, like, mobiles. It's very cool, it's very neat. It's obviously it's like an early access fan game. It's very rough around the edges, not that great with the optimization, graphically, meh, kind of gameplay, hit and miss. But, like, it's fun for, like, 5 minutes. If FNaF was to produce a proper racing game, I think that could be interesting. I think it'd be a weird decision, considering this is supposed to be a horror franchise. Because, like, how do you make a scary racing game? But if they can actually make a horror racing game good, I would be very interested. And if it is just, like, the FNaF brand slapped onto a racing game, well, if it plays well, if it's fun with friends, I can't really complain. But imagine, like I have been saying for years, imagine, a detective thriller, you know, point-and-click investigation FNAF game. Something that could easily be made in Click Team or something similar. Kind of like Final Nights 4, but like more fleshed out. That would be great. Imagine Five Nights at Freddy's as, like, you know, open world, free roam, kind of big, ambitious kind of game. That would obviously be more difficult to do, but I think the funding is obviously there. Scott Gawthon is a multi-millionaire. You know, he can, if he finds the right people and can get the logistical side of things going, something like that would absolutely be possible. Or maybe it could be a linear adventure game, but imagine if FNAF, you know, really experimented with different genres of horror. I mean, The Joy of Creation is specifically a psychological horror. It deals more with, like, hallucinations and crazy mental stuff. And, you know, it's got all, like, the, you know, highly desaturated graphics. I'm gonna actually pull it up on here. But, like, having a psychological horror FNAF game that is specifically psychological in a way that hasn't been done before, that's still experimentation. That's cool. You know, what if, simply put, there was a multiplayer FNAF game? What if we just took FNAF and we just actually fully made a proper multiplayer game? Not, you know, some unmade thing, not some indirect thing like FNAF VR, not a fan game, an actual proper multiplayer FNAF fan game, FNAF fanverse game, or official FNAF game is what I'm saying, that actually, you know, had players play as the animatronics and players play as a night guard, or perhaps something else. But yeah, this is specifically a psychological game, and it's got a very unique kind of look. Again, you could even say, you know, in regards to My Pop Goes, this is like a cute little, like, Tamagotchi type game. The franchise needs more of this. Lots of small games would really suit Five Nights at Freddy's as a brand, because that is how FNAF started, and that is how FNAF thrived. Big, ambitious games have a history of not working out. So as much as I would love to see a really well done, like, open world FNAF game on the scale of Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting something maybe more like Spider-Man. I don't know, because that was made in like 2 years. But, you know, something like My Pop Goes, like every 6 months, would be pretty hella neat. That would be awesome. That would make FNAF feel alive again. Because the thing about this franchise, and I guess the deeper point that I'm trying to make, which I hadn't really realized because I hadn't really articulated this until now. Like, I hadn't consciously thought about this in, like, years. But I'm sort of realizing, now that I'm looking at this and I'm engaging with this, and this media's making me think, and we got this dialogue here in my head, I really feel like FNAF has just stagnated. I think that's the problem. Like, FNAF has stagnated. Ever since, you know, Help Wanted, which was an okay game, you know, that was kind of mid. It had a really good DLC, but there was such a long gap between that and then the mobile game, which very quickly turned to garbage, and then an immensely disappointing attempt at some ambitious adventure game, and then that got a DLC, and then they just made the VR game again, but better, I guess. It's just been like all steel wool and very bland, very meh, just very, like, you know, all of the steel wool games, last 3 years of FNAF, it feels like fast food. It's stodgy, it's bland, there's no nutritional flavor in it. Does that make sense? It's like food. The books have been a little better, although I'm not a fan of anything themed around the Pizzaplex. The Fazbear Frights was good for the first half, but again, very hit and miss. In terms of games, though, in terms of FNAF's bread and butter, I will say the movie was kind of mid. It was, like, perfectly in between. It was like it had the best, it had the worst. It was a very average FNAF. And that was exciting and good in its own way, and that had me interested in FNAF for, like, a week. A month, even. But, you know, with all of this suddenly happening, we're getting, like, a year's worth of content in a week. We're getting demos, we're getting full games, we're getting spin-offs, we're getting games made by different developers, fresh new games. We're even getting multimedia stuff like an interactive novel, an interview, you know, say what you will about some of these. Like these, every single thing on this list, except this, and maybe this, depending on what it is pretty exciting in its own right. That would have me interested and engaged with FNAF for like 2 or 3 months on its own. So it's absolutely blowing my mind that we're just getting all this in like a week. And I think we also need to talk about this last one, because this is another FNAF game. Another FNAF game that has a Steam page. They are making a game based on the first Fazbear Frights book, which was the last piece of FNAF media that genuinely really had me hooked. Like the first 6 Fazbear Frights books, there's really been nothing since then, which I really enjoyed. Except maybe fan games, if you count Flumpties, if you count, I don't know, the Pop Goes ones are okay, I'm not super into them. But as you can see, I'm actually going to open this on a browser so we can actually zoom in and get a better look at it. But yeah, Into the Pit takes the, you know, time traveling ball pit of Jeff's Pizza storyline. I think the kid's name is Oscar, I can't remember. But although I'm not too sure about the gameplay, it doesn't look particularly crazy or exciting. It looks like it's going to be very linear, very kind of, you know, short playtime. The graphics, the style, and the story beats, it's already a good story, but it looks very promising. Very animated, very alive, and it's in like a decent style that really fits FNaF. It feels indie. It reminds me of old Flash games that I played as a kid. It looks decently tense, you know, there's a lot of just, you know, iconography, really, and I think that's why they're literally releasing this on the 10-year anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's. It seems like a weird choice. It seems like, well, why would you have this random spin-off game about one of the FNaF stories, one of the books that only a few people actually read? Why would you have that be the flagship thing for the anniversary and not, you know, the joy of creation? But the thing is, this being on August 8th might be significant because by nature of the ball pit going back in time to the Freddy Fazbear's and having this kind of include the main original story of a killer in a suit with like 5 children going missing, I mean, look, that's not Spring Bonnie, that's not Afternet, that is Bonnie the Bunny from FNaF 1, there's Chica. I think this is gonna somehow feature and tie together a ton of FNaF references, or just like the original first game, and it's gonna feel like a kind of spiritual successor to FNaF 1, perhaps, and it's gonna be more significant and central to the franchise than we would expect or predict. And that's why this is genuinely interesting to me. Like, I haven't felt the hype. I've been very reluctant to open it up. But now that I'm here, now that I'm really looking at this and thinking about this and speaking my thoughts, I really am beginning to think this is exciting. And this is something to be excited about and something interesting. I mean, Oswald. His name is Oswald. But it's like it mentions the story here. It seems pretty faithful to Into the Pit, although there's definitely going to be some changes for the gameplay that have to be. There have to be some sacrifices. It doesn't have to be one-to-one. But it's being developed by Mega Cat Studios, who I've actually done a bunch of games that I've not heard of, but they're entirely new to Five Nights at Freddy's. Again, a lot of free games. If we sort by user reviews, again, none of them are bad. They've done a few mid-games, but generally they've been well received. So, one can only hope that Into the Pit will deliver. I think it'll probably be like B tier. I don't think the gameplay is going to be too crazy. But it looks like it might be fun, and it might be a nice, you know, anniversary special. And yeah, in addition to this, there's movie updates because it's confirmed Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the movie, 2, the sequel, is real, it's happening. There's going to be a movie trilogy. I don't have good expectations for the next movies. I think, considering the quality of the first one, it is only going to be downhill from here. I am fully expecting a novel situation. I'm probably going to go watch it because my friends want to go see it and they'll drag me along, and it would be a really dick move not to join on that, especially since it's going to be spoiled for me online anyway if I don't. But yeah, I don't know about FNaF 2 the movie. I think the special effects are probably going to be the best thing about it. I am sorely, really desperately hoping to be wrong about that. I want it to be good, but if it took Scott Cawthon, you know, like 5 years to write that script, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. The second movie script is going to be rushed. It's going to be crap. I don't know, man. I don't see how this ends up good in terms of a writing perspective. But this is absolutely insane. Everyone thinks the collab's Fortnite. Did I miss something? Okay. Okay. Can we play Fortnite? But yeah, to be honest, guys, there's one other thing I should talk about, but you know what? I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. I'm just gonna catch up with chat before I move on, because there's a lot to talk about, a lot of opinions being said, a lot of discussion. I want to hear your takes. I've spouted my takes. Let's now engage with yours. There's a Fortnite update coming out August 6th. Oh, that confirms it. Now I know why everyone's on about Fortnite. That's basically confirmed. The odds of that being a coincidence? FNaF is in Fortnite, guys. Confirmed. That's awesome. Good for them. Good for them. That's awesome. That's basically confirmed. You live a life of sin if you even like Fortnite? Go back to church, you preacher. Yes, I live a life of sin and I enjoy it. Fuck your gods and fuck your beliefs. I'll worship your gods as soon as I see proof. Well, no I won't, but... worship is a sin. Who actually says that in 2024? Sin is not necessarily bad. Sin is the doctrine of religion to keep the masses in control. You know pride's a sin? But nobody's going to say we shouldn't have a pride month, are they? I'm more of a shame guy myself. Look, I'm just saying, that's probably not what you meant, and I'm deliberately kind of misconstruing yourself to make a point because I'm feeling a little contrarian today. I'm really sorry, Crew Group. That was rude of me. But, like, it has to be said. Come on, man. Oh, you said stop fighting about Fortnite. Oh, okay. I thought you were fighting about Fortnite. Pardon me, I thought you were the one arguing about it. Who's hating on Fortnite? Who is hating on Fortnite? Why are people yelling in chat? Mac, I'm gonna need you to chill out, buddy. I'm gonna need you to relax. Yeah. Excuse me. Lolbit image? I don't know what the Lolbit image is. But yes. I think Scott is too afraid to experiment, and based on the behaviour of the community the past years, I can't exactly behave him. Okay, that is a very incisive intellectual point, and I want to pick up on that. Ethan, you make a really good point. Scott Cawthon has seen that experimenting with FNaF leads to a negative reaction, so he avoids it because it's unpopular and it's unprofitable. Is that true? Is it? Illumix made fucking bank. Help Steelwall have made bank. What hasn't made bank? The books? Okay. But I think you can put that down as to people being more interested in games than books, because it's a game series, not a book series. Even though there's more books than games, and it's not even close, and it's going to stay that way for a while. But I think Scott's a coward, if that's his thought process. I think the fandom is like one of the last things that should guide the direction of a franchise. I know that's probably an unpopular take, because you would think fans know best, but from what I've observed, especially with Star Wars, fans actually have the worst kind of opinion on this generally, because they have a very narrow perspective of the franchise and what it should and shouldn't be. And before you guys try and flip this on me, because, hang on a minute, Matt, you have a very narrow idea of what the franchise should be. No, I don't. I just call out bland, you know, corporate slop when I see it. And I hate how FNaF has been tarnished for years on end by low quality products and drama. That is a different issue, fundamentally different to experimenting. FNaF needs to experiment more. Fuck the fanbase. Fuck what anybody says. Fuck the critics. You're not gonna know if you try. FNaF exists because one man dared to experiment and do something very unique and very different on a gamble, on a whim, fully expecting it to fail, just because he could, just because he wanted to, and it became a global phenomenon that is worth millions and millions of dollars. To avoid experimenting goes against the basis of FNAF's existence. Man, Matt, why are you making such a big deal of it? What a overreactive, what a stupid, over-the-top thing to say. I care about this franchise! I've been here for a long-ass time, and I have seen what it is capable of, and if it is capable of achieving anything like it has in the 2010s again, I would love to be there for it. So, yeah. It's weird though. I haven't actually felt like voicing my thoughts on this and actually expressing anything in a long time, because for years now, I've really genuinely just felt my opinion does not matter. No one is going to care, no one is going to listen, so I'm not even going to bother, because it's just not worth having that argument. But these are new original, well, they're not new original thoughts, but this is actually a fresh conversation. This is not the same old conversations, and I actually feel motivated to share my opinions now. Is anyone else feeling this? Or is this just me? I should really make some video essays on it. If only I had the time. I don't even have the time to write a script and put it up on Tumblr. Continuity for Era fans, you might want to stick around. We'll talk about that if I can have time. If this is like Freddy Kart, gosh, the Blue Shell equivalent, it's gonna be, it could be so good. Please be good. Please be good, I beg. Midge Yolt shitted itself. Yeah, Game Jolt's garbage. I don't know why people still use it. I'm glad all these FNaF games are on Steam. Seeing like a variety of FNaF games on Steam now is like kind of surreal. Like, is there a franchise page for FNaF on Steam? There's gotta be, right? If I search FNaF, is that like a franchise page that isn't just this list? What the hell is this? What the hell are these? Why are there a bunch of shit fan games on here? I really want there to be like an official like franchise page with like Into the Pit and The Joy of Creation alongside the Steel Wool and Cawthon games. That would be so cool. But yeah, I am starting to feel excited now that I'm talking about this. I'm feeling excited. That's crazy. But yes, DJ, I'm gonna add all the games to my wish list. I'm gonna add them all. But obviously my pocket's the only one I can add, so. But yeah, the YouTubers. I'm gonna have to make time for this, because I definitely want to tune in, at least passively, just to check in on Mark and Ryan and see what's happening. Matt, why do you have a new Helldivers 2 wallpaper each stream, and why are they so epic? Random tangent. Okay, so it's not a new one every stream, but I've got a bunch, because A, they look epic, and B, Helldivers 2 is the most effortlessly cinematic game in existence. This has the best realistic graphics I've ever seen, because instead of trying to be super realistic, it tries to also have an artistic, colourful flair, and it's extremely well directed. Just with the camera angles and the composition, it's extremely well directed. It's movie level. So yes, that is why I constantly have Helldivers wallpapers. This is mostly space shots, but there's a bunch of good ones. I'm just gonna keep it like that for now. Although I might make it, oh, that's stretch. I want to cut out the black bars if I can. Ah, well, I'm not gonna worry about that now. But yeah, Helldivers 2 is the GOAT. But yeah, the great thing about Into the Pit is that it's releasing on all platforms on day one. This is a first for the series. Finally, Ethan, for the first time in history, you and I can experience a new FNaF game, an official game, together as it drops. For the first time ever. It only took 10 years. How crazy is that? But yeah, FNaF just sticks too close to its formula. Agrees. It absolutely does. It sticks too close to the lore, to the nostalgia, to the characters. It needs to just loosen up a bit. And I think a Fazcards game would be a great way of doing that. And A Joy of Creation is an even better way of doing that, because it's actually faithful to the original, while also just being an S-tier game. Like, at the heart of the franchise, we need games like T-Jock. If FNaF could do something like Resident Evil 7, or Resident Evil 2 Remake, or Amnesia the Bunker, oh my god, like, happy days. I would die content. If we could get games like that every couple of years from FNaF, holy shit, we're eating good. That's like we're dining, that's fine dining. But yes, pixel art proves you don't need 3D models to make a game with good graphics. Quite right. Pixel art's awesome. Bonnie flossing. Blumhouse said they're taking criticism from the first movie into consideration for the next. Yes, because Blumhouse are talented filmmakers. But is Scott Cawthon a talented writer? Is Scott Cawthon going to have an editor who is willing to challenge him on big stuff and actually fix the script adequately? Is that even going to be possible? Everything hinges on the writing. If the writing isn't good, the whole film suffers. Blumhouse is going to do great. It's Scott Cawthon I'm worried about. Blumhouse is... I mean, there's definitely things to say about direction and cinematography, maybe. Like, it was good, but it could have been better in places. But that's not my area of expertise. What I do... Well, I'm not going to claim I have expertise. What I do know the basics on is writing. I've picked up a lot from the experts. I've listened and read and studied the experts' wisdom. I know what bad writing is when I see it. Yeah, the FNaF movie wasn't even shit, it was just mid, and that's the worst thing. It was incredibly successful, and it was just so painfully mid. It was this close to being phenomenal, and it just... Well, I already talked about that in depth, but we can talk about that again if you want. But yes. If you embodied a sin, which would you be? You already know. You already fucking know, alright? If I was a sin, Not one of the 7 deadly ones, necessarily. That's a good question. Probably sloth. I don't know. I like to think I'm a pretty disciplined guy, but I'm not, like, super disciplined. I go easy on myself because I've learned the hard way that discipline is a self-destructive path. I'm not that strong. What's it? Wrath? Maybe wrath? I don't know. I don't know which sin I am. Guys, tell me, which sin am I? But yes. Ethan, I am not exempting myself. I am not saying anyone should feel guilty, but if you want to guilt trip people, I'm not exempting myself. No, I have paid money to Illumix. More than I should have. Absolutely. Yes. Let's please not talk about that any further. I genuinely feel ashamed about that. Lorbit wearing a checkered shirt. Interesting. Donnie! Yo, what's good? Donnie, it's been a while. How you doing? Man, FNaF really brings people together. Say what you will about it, but whenever I get back into FNaF, I start interacting with people who I don't otherwise. And that's okay. I'm not going to force people to have interests in other franchises. But man, whenever I talk about FNaF, it's like people are back. The 4th episode of The Acolyte apparently isn't being received well, apparently worse than the Book of Boba Fett. Okay, another tangent. I want to talk about Star Wars. Star Wars has always been a pretty toxic franchise, to be honest. Since the Disney purchase, both franchise and fandom have been, varyingly toxic. But we're at the point now, with The Acolyte particularly, where the fandom is more toxic than I have ever seen it. And to be fair, I've only really been a part of the fandom since 2020. Before that, I was a very casual Star Wars fan. I didn't interact with the fan base in any extent. And I get it now. Like, the Star Wars fan base is full of angry, disillusioned young men who have completely jumped on board with this anti-woke rhetoric that these absolute grifters, these shills, have been using to milk the shit out of YouTube criticism. And what it's done is not only damage people's, well-being and mental health in the Star Wars fandom, and also the reputation and well-being of all the people working on The Acolyte particularly. Anyone who has been online, I'm sure they're not doing well, because you see this all the time. The prequels, with Jake Lloyd and what was the actor's name of Jar Jar? That's an extreme example because that led to really long-term problems in life. But I'm imagining it's very upsetting to see the criticism from these haters online. The Acolyte is being absolutely hated on to the point where it's just unhelpful to people who actually don't like the show, because it's blinding actual criticism of the show from a showmaking standard and a showmaking point of view. And I will say now, Generation Tech and maybe Eckhart's Ladder are the only voices of reason that I'm aware of in Star Wars right now. They are the only people who have any kind of rational thought processing or things to say that I have seen. The hate for The Acolyte is completely unjustified. Not only is it actually an alright show that is up to the standard of the Book of Boba Fett, which was also overhated. The Book of Boba Fett had a really strong first 4 episodes and a very muddled last 3 episodes. It never got seriously bad. People just went in with expectations that were just founded on nothing. I actually think The Acolyte's really good. The 4th episode, part of the problem is that Disney doesn't release TV shows, they release 8-part movies. You can't really judge it until it's finished. People have been judging this show as if it's a finished product. It's not. We are only just halfway, and we're at a cliffhanger of what is very much a 2-part story within the whole show. The whole thing's one big story. We have to wait until it's finished and, do what people did in the old days and actually wait until something's finished to review it as a product and as a story, instead of jumping on board bandwagons on the internet for, clout. It's disgusting. It is actually fetid, what you see in the YouTube comment sections and the Reddit posts of Star Wars right now. If I had any advice to anyone who wants to enjoy Star Wars, just don't interact with the fan base. Just watch the shows and judge for yourself. The Acolyte so far has been good. It has the potential to be great. That's all I'm going to say about it for now. It is far from the worst Star Wars show. Agatha, welcome. You've been here since 2015. Star Wars fandom? Yeah. Or you talking about FNaF? But yeah. I wouldn't say Steelwool is committing corporate greed, they just don't know what they're doing. Yes. Steelwool are not money-hungry, malicious people. They're just very incompetent outside of their VR niche, and even then, they're pretty mediocre game designers. Illumix, on the other hand, foul. Absolutely foul. Yeah, let's go. We'll never be able to go back to the games where we get 4 fully fledged quality games in 1 year, where 4 of them are all good quality. FNaF 3, FNaF 4, FNaF World, sister location. That's still over a year. Fuck! My bit didn't work. That's like a year and a half. But yeah, anyways, I don't know, Ethan. I don't know. I don't know. Minecraft collab official card would be cool. It would be like a Bedrock Marketplace thing, which, respectfully, does anyone actually give a shit about that, or is that just like a thing for kids? Because the Bedrock Marketplace, I'm sure the content's okay, but does anyone actually like follow that as a thing other than like IBX Toy Cat because he's a freak? Because that is so much money for so little. I've seen some of their stuff; it's very cool, but a FNaF collab would be alright. UCN's anniversary is only in a week. Blimey. But yes, absolutely, Duncan. Facts. We're not asking for better graphics, I'm asking for better games. Question is, can Scott Cawthon write a better story than the sequel trilogy? Yeah, he already did. Scott has written, I think the first 7 FNaF games and the Fazbear Fright stories he's written are all better than the sequel trilogy. He can write. He just can't write very consistently in all areas where he needs to. But yes. I paid precisely £0 in FNaF AR. Giga Chad. Based. But yeah. Donnie, nice. The prequels are overhated. The prequels are now beloved because their generation's grown up. They have imperfections, but people hate them way more than they should. Oh, where's the old based Mr. Matt? Ah, what a libtard. He's been ruined, guys, by the woke agenda. Yeah, sorry, guys, I'm woke now. I miss when Matt was based and he would call people by slurs openly in a stream. I've never done that. Yeah. Okay, the Acolyte... It's weird how the Acolyte actors take pride in not knowing shit about Star Wars, but they're not idiot takes. They have no obligation to know Star Wars to the extent that the average fan or nerd does. Do we really expect everyone who works on Star Wars, as it is now under Disney, to be a fan or a nerd of Star Wars who has knowledge of the franchise that is anywhere close to a casual's level? Like, do we really think it should be a mandatory requirement for every single person working on a Star Wars show like The Acolyte to have seen every single bit of Star Wars media and have memorized legends? Like, fuck off. Stop gatekeeping. Like, I think it would help if they've seen the original 6 movies, but it kind of depends on what they're doing. If you're in Andor, you should probably have seen the original trilogy for sure. If you're in The Acolyte, you definitely should have watched the prequels. But stop gatekeeping, man. Nah. The actors do not need to know. They can be clueless. What's important is that it's a good quality production. If we're really getting hung up on the lore, like, that's your problem. I'm surprised that Star Wars is still attempting to have a canon at this point, given its size. Yeah. As long as it's not a huge, obvious change. And the writers, that's the writers' problem. Markiplier just uploaded an Einlong video titled The Cheat Update. Did he finally play it? Let's go. Did he finally play it, or was there a new update? There was not a new Einlong update. He's talking about the one that released for Halloween last year, right? Yeah, Einlong, I think he's just finally played the new update, which is awesome. Okay, this has been going on for too long. That was the longest 3 minutes of my life. This is awesome. I'm gonna let it play. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, that's fair, Mac. If they're, pretending they know about Star Wars and they actually don't, and being dishonest, That's a problem. I agree with that. I think they should be honest if they're not that knowledgeable to us. They could be like, look, I'm not really a fan of this franchise, so I thought I could bring a fresh take to it. Like, that is perfectly valid. But yeah, no, if they're pretending otherwise, that's cringe. That's not good. Mr. Rat drinks water, a scary ambience place. Matt, which sin do you think you would be? Hydrates deviously. Someone clip that. Okay. This has been a vlog. We have talked about Five Nights at Freddy's for 1 hour, 22 minutes, give or take. I'm going to wrap things up now. And I'm going to take this opportunity to actually talk a little more in depth about things going on with me. So this is just for the subscribers. This is just for the people that care about Matstimist and Continuity Error and The Purge and the Hydration Nation, because I'm sort of realizing, I've sort of just realized, there's a bunch of things I need to talk about, and I haven't really had the time to do them, so I can just do it now as a vlog. And if you don't want to watch, if you're bored, if you've got to go, it's fine. If it is actually important, I will type it up, it will be a community post, you'll be pinged, you won't miss it. But I'm actually going to take a break, because I really need to eat something. I'm going to go AFK, I'm going to come back, and I'm just going to talk for like 20 minutes, give or take, about Mr. Matt stuff. It is 7:30. I normally would have ended the stream by now. Dinner's going to be happening soon, but if it clashes, it's honestly fine. This is a very casual, laid-back stream. I've just realised I've been chatting away about FNaF, and I think I've said everything I want to about FNaF. I'll make a closing statement now. In regards to FNaF, honestly, I'm excited. I'm starting to feel it. This is the most invested and excited I have felt about Five Nights at Freddy's in a very long time. We are talking 5-6 years. Like, I don't think I've been this excited since the last Dorco interview, and that was literally 6 years ago, almost to the day. I also, and I'll talk about this in more detail in a bit, because this is part one I want to talk about, just kind of like my stuff. I don't actually have a plan for the FNaF 10th anniversary. Like, I was going through my notes a few weeks ago, and the plans changed over years. There was a plan. I had a plan for the 10-year anniversary, but because of changes to my relationship with this franchise, things have changed. Am I going to do a stream every day from August 1st to 8th again, except this time it's reacting to the new stuff rather than playing the old games, looking forward rather than back? Maybe. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't have a plan, because now the plan's been presented for me and I could just do a stream each day, a different stream, responding to this stuff. Maybe that's what I do now, or something along those lines. But I'm not going to confirm anything just yet. I need to figure it out, and I might need to talk to collaborators. So yeah, I will see you guys around. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. But yeah, I'm actually excited for FNaF. And on that note, I'm just gonna let this play. I'm gonna go take a break. 5 minutes. I will be right back. For those of you interested in hearing me ramble on, if nobody watches, that's fine. This is more for me to get my thoughts out, so I can actually put them into a structured post later. Like, just stream of consciousness, guys. That's what they call it, streams of consciousness, for a reason. This just helps me organize my thoughts. So if nobody's watching, that's fine. But if you are interested and you want to actually have a conversation and maybe have some input, yeah, I'll be back. 5 minutes. Hello, hello, we live. So let's start a whole new stream. Alright, I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible. I was a bit hungry, so I got some Pringles, and I even got a slice of Victoria sponge cake. How lovely is that? But yeah. Duncan, feel free to go do that. I'm going to need a minute. But yeah. I'm just going to catch up with chat, and then I'll get started chatting away with my thing. Where were we up to? Oh wait, PTSD, oh god. Yeah. The hell of the nightmare has been lifted. So Ethan has a plan for the 10th anniversary. Oh yep. Mark's mum played Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator a few days ago. I saw that. Pringles. Yeah. It's been a pizza sim, that's a sound. Yeah. Pringles are awesome. We love Pringles in this household. I'm just opening this for later because the comments are so funny. Like, the comments on this, I could look at them now. It's just like what my microwave sees. Me at 2 AM, waking up from the deepest 10-hour nap of my life with severe cotton mouth, not knowing what year it is or how to do anything. The whole class group name is on a math question. The last pig in the Angry Birds level. Light skin stare. Oh my god, she actually does. What the hell? Me try what I was doing too after going to the kitchen. Oh my goodness. 9-year-old me at Walmart looking at the Wii games lot behind the glass door. Me being confused in the test, knowing damn well I didn't pay attention the entire school year. Motherfuckers on their way to blame the education system for when they didn't study. This guy thinks it's a fake image. No, unused. It's in the game files. Interesting. Yeah. When Mum says the guests are gone. Me pretending to be surprised and interested when someone else means something surprising and I didn't actually hear it. These are way too memeable, what the hell? Oh. Anyway. I'm gonna have to watch this. I just realized, if Mark's playing Iron Lung, it must be because there's been progress in the movie. Dude, the Iron Lung movie's approaching. If he's playing Iron Lung now, I think a new movie trailer's gonna drop soon. He's trying to line them up. I've done the same thing with my content. He wouldn't play Iron Lung unless he wanted to remind people of it in the movie. Why else does he wait this long to do the cheat update? Anyways, one more second actually. Alright, chat, sorry for the hold up. I was done eating, so I just thought I might as well put my plate and stuff downstairs. Right, let's actually get on with this now. Yeah, Shiba Risen us. Way too relatable, lol. Why am I subscribed to channel 4? Why aren't you subscribed to channel 4? Wait, how do you... Is that just, like, on my YouTube channel? How do you know I'm subscribed to channel 4? You're not subscribed to channel 4? Okay, look. It's my mum's go-to news source. And for the last few years, it's really grown on me. And I just follow it because it's just good journalism, good news reporting. You opened your sub box. On the stream. My bad. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no. It's no secret, I am subscribed to Channel 4. I watch their videos now and then. But yeah. Alright. Enough shenanigans. I just want to play that song again. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so. This right here is the list of things I want to talk about. It's very simple, actually. It's shrimple, really. Shrimply brilliant. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there, okay? Alright. So, a couple of things I want to talk about that are sort of tangentially related to what I've been talking about. And this is for the hardcore followers. This is for people who know me and everything I do, okay? Continuity error. Dead channel, actually. Like, oh my goodness. I just sort of gave up. It's not even there. It's not even there on, like, the predicted channel list. I gotta go and find it through the link, because I have not signed in to continuity error in, like, months or, like, weeks. Like, I started to promise stuff, and then it just got dropped. Like, I made this video on the cheap, like, quickly, like, 2 months ago. That was April. And since then, I haven't even tried to continue making stuff here, because I've just been so swamped with, frankly, more important things and easier things that I haven't been able to make time for this. And it's really unfortunate, because I'm quite proud of most of these videos, and I really like this channel, but I'm kind of beginning to think that I'm going to need to change how I do what I do on continuity error. It's going to have to be, unless I kind of, like, pause the channel or abandon the channel completely or something drastic, I'm going to have to, like, go super quality over quantity. We're talking, like, 1 video a year, but it's, like, 3 hours long, that kind of video essay. I don't know. I've tried publishing scripts early on Tumblr as, like, a method of, like, pacing between releases. That hasn't worked. Polls and community tab is just filler. I need to figure out what I want to do with continuity error, because I just haven't had the time to produce the stuff I want to for it. I just, like, physically, it takes so long to edit and write and everything. And I think now that we're in the summer, there is a chance that I could actually get back on that pretty soon. There is something, okay. I'm gonna level with you guys, okay? There are 5 specific videos. 5 videos that I must create and put up on continuity error. There are 5. And, as crazy as it sounds, I think I can do them all before my degree starts back up in September. Because, well, if you remember the post, you might know what some of these are. But let's say that there's overlap, and the way they're produced, I can do it. All 5 of them. They've all got overlap in a way with things. That means I can produce them soon. So I'm hoping to give continuity error just a burst of activity this summer. And that may or may not include stuff around the FNaF anniversary. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm just looking at it now thinking, could I do something again? Because last year, for the FNaF anniversary, I did a special live stream on continuity error, the one and only of its kind. And that was decent, that was alright. But the other main thing is, of course, DDLC Demystified and remaking those videos. I've already announced this, and I don't want to put any expectations on any of us, because I have just, it's been crazy. But, like, once I finally get those done, which I think I can do this summer, and once I finally get these 5 videos done, I might genuinely just, like, archive the channel. But it might not be permanent, because I really like doing video essays, and it feels like I'm just starting, but it's been such a difficult journey to really get it up and running, and it's been so difficult to maintain while I've been in the middle of, doing a degree and managing, business and income, with my family and doing this YouTube channel and this, that, and the other, I just think maybe this is just something I need to come back to. Like learning a language or learning an instrument, something which I didn't super focus on in school because I had more, practical and non-specialist priorities, okay? I had to drop those things for the sake of time. But I'm thinking, maybe when I'm done with my master's degree in a few years, when I'm settled into some career, that will be the time to bring this back when I have a comfortable setup in my own place and probably slightly better equipment, let's be honest. Like the mic and camera's okay, but, I just think Continuity Error is perhaps in for the long haul, in both a good way and a bad way. It's not going to go away, but by having it around for so long, it's actually going to go away for a long time in the short term, if that makes sense. So I just want to let you all know, because I know some of you here are probably fans, I want to get out a burst of activity this summer and just get that done. It might drag into the autumn and winter, but definitely by the end of the year at the latest, I have 5 videos, and I want to have them out, and just done, and just there for people to enjoy as part of the channel. And at that point, I'll have like a selection of videos, and a selection of games, and a selection of topics that I can just say, even on my CV, look at this, I can make video essays, and that'd be cool. And I think, perhaps, if I'm going to be archiving Continuity Error, because it's just a commitment I can't keep up, as much as I really don't want to just delete it or get rid of it, because I'm not going to do that. I want to say that right now. I am not deleting the channel, I'm not deleting all the content, I'm not getting rid of Continuity Error. But what I might do is archive it in such a way that I can pick it back up in 2, 3, 5 years. Which sounds like a long time, but the older you get, the smaller that really is. Trust me, it's going to go by like that. And at that point in time, who knows what I'll be doing with this channel, if I'll have reduced that commitment perhaps in a way that can make room, or, if I'll have a different job and such. So many possibilities. Like, that many years down the line, so many possibilities. And I'm going to type this up formally, but I want to say right now, I think my current plan, which may change, is to do 5 videos this year, as soon as I can, and then include Continuity Error in the Purge. And we'll talk about the Purge, if you don't know what that is. But what I'm going to do, there's going to be a few select things on Continuity Error. They're going to be archived less in a this is public and anyone can find it way, and more of a I'm going to unlist / delete this because I don't want people to find this while I'm AFK sort of way. And that's the kind of archival that the Purge is doing, and I'll talk more about that when I talk about the Purge. But I think I might make a few changes. I mean, the most obvious thing is the community tab posts. There are like dozens and dozens of posts that I could just straight up delete and would not matter. I really should have made them all temporary posts that disappear after a day, like Instagram stories or something. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. It's not coming. But yeah, Continuity Error, I think I'm gonna like archive probably a ton of those, community posts, and maybe some of the videos, and we'll just kind of go from there and see. There will be an update about this on Continuity Error, but I've been thinking about that, and I'm starting to think that's the thing I need to do. Oh my gosh, dude, I keep feeling I'm about to sneeze. My nose is so itchy. Give me a second. Oh. Okay, there we go. I might be heavy, but I don't know. That's the Continuity Error side of things. And just to respond to chat, when you purge from your old streams, you should begin and end it with the phrase execute order 66. Yeah, I guess. But yeah. Agreed, Duncan. I will say, and this is something that I am very lightly kind of playing with right now. There are no concrete plans for this. Do not go around saying this is a fact that's going to happen anytime soon. But Continuity Error is a bit of a problem. It was originally conceived as a FNaF lore channel, and the name and the logo, it's all based on the FNaF lore. But Continuity Error is more than that now. It's sort of like, again, like the Hydration Nation, for example. My original intention has not panned out how I wanted it to, and it's become something bigger and better, but at the cost of the original intention, actually being a problem and limiting and getting in the way of what the channel is and what I want it to be now that I've developed it and explored other avenues. So a rebrand is possible. A name change, a logo change, a complete rebrand, and probably therefore a re-upload of every video since the logo and intros in every single one. That is on the table. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen in the next 2 years, but it's on the table. That face before we cut off. Yeah, I'm taking a screenshot of that for later. Alright. But yeah, there will be probably a video rather than just a blog post with content saying, guys, I'm going. Or maybe I will just do a community post. I don't know, but I feel like I want to get more people in on the loop. Maybe I could have a channel trailer that's saying, this is an archive. I may return one day. For now, enjoy. That would be really interesting. Has anyone ever done that? Where they're like, not sure if they can commit to a channel. So like, okay, I'm not going to get rid of this, but I'm going to say, don't expect me to ever upload again. I might come back, but if not, here it is. Enjoy. Has anyone ever done that? Because that's very civilized. I think that's a great idea. I've already been thinking about FNaF 2's gameplay and how does it work. I'd really like to break down the many flaws of it. I feel like Ambience already did that, but I would love to hear your take. Maybe it would be unique. The continuity archive. Yeah, exactly, Duncan. I love your thinking. But yeah, it's not really a goodbye trailer. It's not like a farewell, like, it's been a good run, guys, but it's over. Because, I mean, yeah, okay, it is possible I will archive it, and then I'll never come back. It's possible. Like, I'll just archive it, and then I'll never upload again, and I'll never come back, and it'll just be there. But I love video essays, and I want to do more. So if that happens, what would happen then, what must happen, is I would make a new video essay channel with a new brand, and in continuity era would just be left, and then I'd make a whole new thing. But since it would probably also be on games and similar topics, I don't see why I don't just rebrand continuity era. I'm sitting on 1,000 subscribers. I can monetize that channel now. And I reached it just as I couldn't make time for it anymore, but I'm just saying, like, there's a number of ways of going about this, and that's like the options on the table. Everything's on the table with continuity era. And I will post about this properly so people know. But let's move on, guys. Let's talk about the purge, okay? For those of you who don't know, I have been enacting a cleansing of my digital footprint, of my social media presence. The thing is, guys, it came to my attention recently, back in like April, that I had a Facebook account with private personal information on it that was fully public and visible and linked to my old YouTube channel for like 6 years. It was just sitting out there in the open. I could have been doxxed at any moment in that 6 years, and thank goodness nobody got me, because it was just such an old, obscure page. Who would ever look? Obviously that's deleted now, but it's possible that there are still security risks and privacy risks for me online, because I've been pretty open online, a little bit too open. Made too much noise, Dorian. Time to go back into the shadows. Trying to read the line. Ethan, you'll know this one. I got too big, made too much noise. Time to go back to the shadows. Yeah, anyway, look, point is this. Among my various social medias, which I've been clearing up and tidying up my own time privately, I want to clean up my YouTube. But the thing is, because of the nature of my channel, Mr. Matt, that affects you as well as me. I can't just go deleting stuff willy-nilly. I mean, I could. It'd be a bit of a dick move, but I could. But I would rather notify you guys. So I've got this whole process, which I've called The Purge. It even has a dedicated channel on the Hydration Nation, albeit temporarily. And literally, I am doing batches of links where I am either unlisting or deleting, in some cases privating, but I'm not going to tell you because privacy, all of my, content that I don't want public anymore. Because basically, by the end of this summer, I want to leave this channel in a state where if I lost access to the internet completely, there wouldn't be an issue. Like, there wouldn't be a risk of me getting doxxed. I'd be happy with what was public and what wasn't. Like, if I was just completely unable to go online anymore for whatever reason, like if I die, well, not if I die, because if I die, it doesn't matter what's public. But like, if I was imprisoned, it wouldn't matter, right? So that no matter what happens in the next few months in my personal life, like, the channel is kind of there in good hands. And that's the point of the purge. Obviously, there's going to be continuous new content rolling out, and I'm gonna have to kind of manage that as I go along. But I think I'm at the point now where I kind of know what I'm doing. You know, it's been 5 years. I think I have a clue. Yeah, but bang, I love this one. But yeah, that's what the purge is all about. So basically, I don't want to just get rid of stuff without you knowing. So for those of you who care, I've made a bunch of community posts about it. I ping you all in here. I've actually got batches 3 and 4 ready already. I just want to pace them out. I'm probably going to speed them up though. I feel like this was too soon. I might change that to the 20th. Oh wait, today's the 20th. I don't know. I shouldn't change it, but I might post another one soon. But yeah, the thing about the purge is that it is a multimedia thing. It is not just the Mismatch channel. That's just the main thing, because there's by far the most stuff on there, which, wow, I have been going back in time and I cannot believe some of the stuff is still public. Like, sheesh, let's get rid of that. Imprisoned? What evil deeds have you done? Play FNaF games. Play any FNaF fan game anybody asked me to play in 2020. There are genuinely, like, there's 1 or 2 streams I've, like, archived just because they're shit. Like, in the vast majority of cases, I have a strict rule system where I will only private or unlist something for a specific reason. But there's been, like, 2 instances where I'm just like, nah, I just don't want to be known as the guy who did that, because that is so bad. It's just bad. Like, if you guys remember the early stuff, oh my goodness. He played FNaF 2. Stop hating on FNaF 2! I actually only did play FNaF 2 once, and that is getting privated, but not for that reason. But yes. But yeah. Oh, the stream's buffering. Why are we buffering? Hello? Guys, tell me if you can't see or hear me, because the stream just buffered for a minute. I don't know what that's about. Yeah. And just on the topic of the purge, actually, before I skip to the next topic, because this is a big one, does anyone have any questions or comments or feedback about the purge that they want to talk to me about? Because, for example, Duncan asked me about this in live chat, and then I pinged the dude here, and like Frog Balloon pointed something out. Like, we had a little discussion there, which, you know, you might interest you, so I'll just leave that on screen. But yeah, but Duncan, just in response to your point, because again, part of the reason I'm doing this is because, you know, yes, these are my videos. At the end of the day, I have final say. It is my image. I have the right to control my image online. But I want to respect, you know, your guys' involvement and support with this. Duncan, I will say, I've already made my mind up on what I'm going to do with Omega Custom Night. And you might not like it. But look at it this way, okay? You still have time, if you care, to download or backup or save that video or recordings of it. There are a number of ways of doing that. I'm just saying. Additionally, I might private it. I might not delete it. And in that case, you could privately ask to view it, and I could privately share it with you. Or maybe I'm just straight up deleting it. Can't say. Because to the rest of you, it's effectively the same thing, whether I private or delete. So it's either unlist or delete. Okay, buffering is back. Stream's not buffering anymore. It looks green on my end. Everything's green on my end, but I'm keeping an eye on it. But yeah, the Omega Custom Night videos, it is... Now, I will say, it is not the shittiest FNaF fan game I've ever played, but it was literally incomplete, so it's pretty far down the list. I haven't gotten up to Omega Custom Night yet, but I'm pretty confident that they are... I actually... Well, look, whatever happens, Duncan, that is a memory for you to cherish. Have you ever actually gone back and rewatched those? Have you ever done that? Or is it just the idea of it that appeals to you? Because whether or not it's there will make no difference if it's just the idea of it. Are you actually going back and watching that like once a year? Oh really? Alright! In that case, fair dues, my guy. Fair dues. But yeah, I hate to erase memories. But there's more important things, guys, because there are streams where, as outlined in the community post that I made, and I will just quote exactly what I said here, there are streams, numerous streams, older streams, where there have been media that's been taken down by the creators since, individuals who are not currently associated with the channel, and other bits and bobs that are simply undesirable for me personally. Not only as like a kind of privacy thing, but as a genuine safety issue. So, you know, I really can't compromise on the purge. It really is my thing. But yeah. But, you know, everyone started somewhere. Everyone got introduced to something on the channel, and that's pretty special. And I hate to be getting rid of some of them, but you have had many years to look back and enjoy that, guys. I think we got to move on. We got to move on. Yes. Ethan, yes, with the 2020 stream. Again, no promises, but I think that one... Ooh, no, I haven't published that one yet. I think I made my mind up on that one, but I don't think I published it yet. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. But... if it's deleted, I may actually have a private way of sharing it with you. So hit me up in DMs. Yeah. The UCN fan game, yeah. I had this whole phase of playing UCN fan games, and I don't know why. They were all bad. They were all just terrible games. As soon as I drifted away from UCN fan games with, like, the Circus Babies Diner thing, much better. Big improvement. I do have to ask, is any of the Day Shift series being impacted? Good question. Funnily enough, no. As you may have noticed, if you've already gone through the first batches, and you're aware that I am going in chronological order and then tangentially going by series playlist, I've already covered Day Shift at Freddy's, but it's absent from the batches, because none of it is getting unlisted or deleted. As it turns out, because Day Shift at Freddy's was a completely solo standalone series, no collaborators, and obviously a beloved game that is, you know, a staple FNaF game that's still around. For all of these reasons, and the fact that the quality is good and it's something that I have no desire to get rid of, it is the oldest series on the channel, which is gonna be 100% not affected by the purge. It is the oldest series. Even Portal 2 is gonna be affected by this. But Day Shift at Freddy's, I can tell you for a fact, not a single Day Shift at Freddy's episode is being unlisted. Every single one is going to be public. Not even unlisted. Nothing is being purged in regards to Day Shift at Freddy's 3. But yeah. Yeah, obviously don't re-upload Duncan, but I trust you. I trust you. Yeah. No one can replicate UCN like the original. It's a thing of its time while I would be thriving in the announcement of a sequel. I doubt it would be good as the original. Ultimate Custom Night 2! Whoa! Hasn't Portal 2 already been affected? Yes. If you look through Batch 2, I think, maybe? I can't remember which ones I have and haven't published. But Portal 2, yes, some of those streams cannot stay public as they are. I'm not going to be taking down the whole series, despite the thumbnails, but... some of them... the co-op ones. Wrong people. Anyways, any other remarks, opinions, questions about the purge? Respectfully, like, if we completely disagree, that is fine. It's my decision, my choice. I'm trying to do this as fairly as I can to you guys, but I gotta do what I gotta do. I know it affects you, but I gotta do what I gotta do, so... yeah. I just hope it's not that deep, because I'm telling you right now, the most valuable and most important of my streams are not being purged. All the good stuff, the recent stuff, may be unlisted. Like, maybe some of those charity streams get unlisted, but, like, they're in safe hands, trust. Also, all the good games I've played, like the Resident Evil playthroughs and DDLC, not being touched. I can guarantee it. I've already gone through every single Baldi's Basics video. None of those are getting purged. Not one. Although there are some description changes happening. Even with the public videos, I haven't announced this because I haven't needed to, but I've actually been tweaking the descriptions, titles, and live chat replayability on every single one. I've disabled live chat replay on most because I realised there's no point, it's in the video, like this. I also don't want people to be able to find other people's accounts through that. And there's a lot of old descriptions with outdated social media links, which I'm just getting rid of. And typos. There's actually a few embarrassing typos. I've gone through all of Containment Breach. All of Containment Breach. None of that's getting purged. Except a few re-uploads, like when the stream split and then I re-upload, like the non-re-upload. There is like one of those, I think. But like, SCP Containment Breach is not being affected. You know, I just had to fix some description typos. But yeah. There's a whopping total of 0 live streams on my channel. There was one from 2019 that's since been deleted. Yeah. The idea of UCN to this day is still funny and genius to me. I do love UCN. Yeah, I know, right, Ethan? It's so annoying. Like, these typos have been sitting there for years, and it's like, What was I supposed to do? Wait until someone messaged me about it? Nah, no one's gonna do that unless you're DJ. Which would genuinely be helpful. But no. Alright, let's move on. We'll talk about Mats to Mist for a minute. Mats to Mist is a bit of a weird one. And this is something I need to talk about in private with Ethan. Because this channel is not owned by me. This channel was created by TruePlayer. The email linked to this channel is TruePlayer's alt. It is TruePlayer's channel. I've kind of made a mess of this channel. And I'm very sorry. Because the thing is, Ethan made this channel, and I thought it was really cool to see a load of clips. But there were so many other clips that weren't really uploaded anywhere on YouTube that I thought I'd get my hands stuck in the mess, and we'd collaborate. And then it became this weird, semi-official, Matt is involved in the fan project thing, where I would upload clips. And I just created this burden of myself to upload everybody's clips that they put on the Discord to the channel. And eventually I gave up doing like own titles and thumbnails, but both Ethan and I have been busy, and we both neglected the channel. It's like when your parents divorce, but neither of them takes custody. Like, this channel is a neglected child, and Ethan and I are the parents. Mats to Mist has two dads. And, you know, I check on it every now and then, but, like, I'm busy. I've got other things to do. Ethan checks on it every now and then, but he's busy. He's got other things to do. It's very much always been a secondary thing, if not tertiary thing. So, the way I see it, Mats to Mist needs to be included in the Purge, but in a very light way. And I just need to change how the whole thing's organised. I think what I might do is something similar to what I'm going to do to Continuity Error, but probably more permanent. I think unless Ethan and I can figure something else out, one of us or both of us, Ethan, we have to talk about this now, we're in public, I know, but like, if we can't figure something out, I think I might just archive the whole thing. I think I'll probably leave, you know, the banner art and the profile picture, like, it's cool, Elite Robo's credited, and like the main channel is linked, so it's like there's context. But I think, unless it's a clip from a stream that got purged, I don't think I'm going to be removing anything. I don't think any of the videos you're seeing are going to get removed, although I might get rid of the continuity error ones, I'm not sure. But like, pretty much everything you see is going to stay. We already kind of did like a purge of this channel like a couple times. Like, I'm going to do my own review, Ethan's going to do his own review, but like, I think pretty much all of this is going to stay. Some of them might get deleted, but I don't think anything that anyone cares about is going to get removed. I think, like, it's only going to get removed if it was a stream that got deleted, and that's unlikely. That being said, if I can be bothered, I might just go through all the descriptions to, like, tidy that up and make that more consistent. But, like, we also need to sort out playlists. But yeah, this is supposed to be, like, Ethan's fan channel, and then I sort of got involved, and then I neglected it. It's just a bit of a mess now, so I think I might just leave it and let Ethan do whatever he wants with it, after I'm kind of done with a few select changes as part of, like, the purge. I think that's going to be pretty straightforward, because it's, like, a small thing. But Mats to Mist, like, the thing is, what does that mean for all the new clips coming into submissions on Hydration Nation? Because I'm not going to be uploading them anymore. Ethan physically can't. I have to be the one to do it because the whole process requires, like, recording with OBS and having a PC. Ethan, he literally can't do that. I think maybe he could on mobile, but, like, it would be a lot more difficult and probably time-consuming. I don't really know. But, like, I can't imagine doing what I do with Mats to Mist without a PC. So I'm not going to burden Ethan with anything. I think we're probably just going to archive that. But what happens to clips and submissions? Well, that's the next thing I want to talk about. Just catch up with chat before we move on to that, though. Announcements. Froblin, that's unfortunate. I did not see that. Oopsie. Oh no, you're talking about Ethan, sorry. Right. It's already unlisted, so it doesn't matter, but I've been holding this in for a while. He's been holding this in, guys. That's why it's called Frog Balloon. Frog Balloon's one of those frogs who can, like, hugely balloon up their face. You know how they're like, Frog Balloon just goes around like... Bet. Bro looks like Tom Holland, like he's got a frog in his mouth. A ballooning frog face with a frog in its mouth. The lore, guys. The lore. That's the secret OC that Froggers doesn't want you to know about. You froggy son of a gun. We're a gay couple confirmed. We need a new channel trailer or something, maybe. That's the other thing. I always meant to replace the channel trailer and never did because it was made as like a twin, like a pairing with hydrated highlights, which I just deleted. Because now it's just Matt's Mist. So honestly, I think minimum effort is the way, Ethan. I don't think we need to bother with a channel trailer at all. I did consider getting rid of the banner art and profile picture, but I don't think we need to go that far. I think I'm just gonna... No, I'm talking to you, Matt, for real. I can spell, okay? As long as I have spell checker enabled. I can clip stuff on mobile. Cropping also shouldn't be a problem. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. But, like, from Discord? Ethan, if you can do that... Well, this is the next thing, okay? This is the next thing. Yeah, so there are a lot of funnies on Matt's Mist. There's some genuinely funny clips on there. Ethan, the oldest of the old clips are yours. It's your choice if you want to do that. I personally wouldn't, but that's up to you. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. My image, my rules. I should have control of my image online as much as possible. Given that it's me in all these clips, I feel like I should have the final say on what is or isn't public. Not that I have many problems with it. I mean, like, I hadn't even thought of this. Videos, clips, images of me on other people's YouTube channels. There's so many. There's no way I could ask everybody to private or delete specific videos as part of the purge. Like, that just seems rude. But I don't think there's anything to really worry about on that end. So, I don't know. Nothing jumps out at me. Because all the collabs, they're more recent stuff. Okay, Duncan. Anyway. The next thing I want to talk about is where you find submissions and clips of Matt's Mist, and that's the Hydration Nation. See, the thing is, right, so the Hydration Nation's currently in the middle of this big update. We've got, like, the staff, you know, overhaul, and, you know, new stuff in the archive. And there's been some big updates, and there's at least one more big update to come. I just need to post this. But I've got this thing called the Matt Cave. Now, what I'm about to tell you has only been mentioned to staff up until this point, but I think I'm ready to go public on this. And this is something that more concerns the Discord, so I don't actually think I'm going to include this in a community tab post. I think I'm just going to ask the people on the Discord about this, although maybe I'll do that, I don't know. But here's the thing, okay. There's this category called the Matt Cave, and it has all these channels, and it's a little random. And the reason why they've all been grouped together like this, the reason I've overridden, like, events with this, is because I'm currently at a turning point. I'm at a 50-50 split on a decision that is going to make or break the next phase for Mr. Matt and the Hydration Nation. And it's the only thing that is really stopping me from finishing the big update with the Hydration Nation to kind of, you know, share, you know, leadership and management with other people, because, like, this is a server that, like, I don't want to handle alone anymore. I want other people to be able to kind of take leadership and to help me run it, but also to kind of work independently, and, like, we're working towards that. I got a team, I got people with experience, they're kind of getting used to things, some of them are in chat, you know, and there's so many possibilities for that, but I'm in a bit of a dilemma, and I'm genuinely 50-50 on this because there's so many arguments. And I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna put this on the community tab. I might even do it like, I'm opening their channel. I might even just do this as its own thing without, like, context, just as, like, a single message, as a poll, a text poll. It's like, because it's basically a yes or no question, isn't it? Is it? Is it though? Alright, I'm just gonna say it, okay? Basically, this is the thing. This is my channel, I say what goes. Nerd, I am a nerd though. Okay, Frog. Let me look at that. Oh, that video! Yeah, it doesn't matter, that's so old. I'm gonna keep the typo, I don't care. But yeah, oh, we're back to the FNaF 4 music. Okay. Here's the thing is, guys, here's the dilemma that I'm 50-50 on, that I'm genuinely split. I don't know whether or not to do this, and this is the only thing holding me back from finishing this update. Should I make a Mr. Matt Discord server separate from the Hydration Nation? I have mentioned this before. This is not a surprise to some of you. This is something that I alluded to previously as an idea, but now I'm at the point where I need to tangibly make it or not make it, and I'm really not sure, because as you can imagine, there's a lot of arguments for and against, and I'm not sure whether or not it would be best to archive stuff and move things over to this new server, or to stay integrated with the Hydration Nation, or perhaps to do both, or perhaps a transition. I don't know. There's so many ways of going about this, and there's so many implications as to, like, what would that actually look like? What would it be? How would it be different? But I'm actually just going to post this on its own, and I'm going to leave a comment with the details. I'm just going to say, note, popular vote will not determine my decision. I'm just 50-50 split on this idea, and would love to receive some feedback, ideas, opinions, etc. I have thought in depth about how this might work or not work, and what the possibilities are, but I won't tell you my thoughts just yet. Oh, that's the end of the playlist. Okay. But yeah, that's basically what's going on. I don't want to say everything I've thought yet, because I want to hear you guys first, because you guys might say the same things I'm thinking, but I don't know. But yeah. Because, is this necessarily mutually exclusive? Is there any point? Would it be more efficient, less efficient? Would it be helpful or unhelpful for either server? There's so many things to consider here. I'm just going to let that cook for a bit. Although I'm going to go and make sure that I ping that. Because I thought about making like a more complex, like, oh wow, it started. It started. I've already thought about making like a more complex kind of like survey for this. But genuinely, I think it is, I will start it this simply, and there will be a follow-up announcement of some kind. Quick poll for you all. Just gonna ping that now. Anyway, it's 8:30 and I'm still streaming. So I'm gonna finish off by just rounding this out and bringing it back to Mr. Matt. Whatever happens, whatever goes down, you know, regardless of all of these other things, I am looking to get the channel to a point in September where if I had to completely drop it, it'd be fine. I'm like content with kind of what's happening. So I'm going to be doing a lot of key streams in the next few months. FNaF anniversary stuff to kind of round off, you know, the bits and bobs that you're doing there. Finishing certain series, you know, in August or by August. But I'm not abandoning the channel. I have no plans to stop streaming or archive or do anything similar to what I'm doing with my other YouTube channels. Activity may slow down here and there. I'm going into a master's degree. It's a pretty big commitment. But, you know, there's plenty of stuff left to do, and I've got plenty of years left to do it in. So we will see how that all plays out. And that's basically all there is to say. Ethan, I'll go check that out. I know you're being sarcastic, but I'll check it out. Last thing to ask, what FNaF content is there to expect in the future of Mr. Matt? Okay, there is one thing, which I feel like I've probably said at some point before, but I don't think I've said this in a long time, and this might be a bit of a surprise to you guys, because this has been in my mind for years, but I'm not sure if I've ever actually said this. So, one more potential bombshell before we finish. After the 10th anniversary, after the decade anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's, I would like to be at a point where I would not feel a need to ever make any more FNaF content ever again. it would be so good if I was at a point where I could comfortably say I have done everything I want to and can do. I'm not going to make any more FNaF content, and if I made that decision, it wouldn't be an issue. There wouldn't be, you know, loose ends on the channel, unfinished series, people asking me to cover this, that, and the other. I could just say, nah, I have done all of the FNaF things that I'm interested in. We're finished here. And that is genuinely what my thought process and mindset was until 2 hours ago. Because now there's all this stuff happening for the anniversary. There's, you know, a vestige of the fanverse being alive. There's some fresh new projects happening. I will say, though, regardless of what FNaF content I inevitably do cover in the future, because I'm definitely going to play the Joy of Creation when that releases in 2025, at the bare minimum. I'm probably going to play all the fan games of the fanverse when they come out, probably. I don't know why I wouldn't. And, you know, if there's anything else, like Into the Pit, or the VIP interactive novel, yeah, I'll probably check it out. So the anniversary stuff that's been revealed has changed things. But aside from that, aside from the anniversary special, this side of August 8th, I want to finish FNaF World. I want to finish other outstanding FNaF series. I'm not going to say which ones because they might surprise you. Some of them, they don't have to be finished now, but I definitely want to like check a box and make a bit of progress. But there are I'll put it this way. There's a number of FNaF games and topics that I never want to do again. Please, I don't want to do it again. After the 10th anniversary, there are some topics and games that I'm not going to touch for a very long time. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but I'll get into that when that's relevant. Specifically, aside from FNaF World, I still never finished Day Shift at Freddy's 3, so surely that's got to be soon, right? There's still a bunch of FNaF fan games that I want to do. I've got to check off my list before I probably shelve that. I will say, Ambience Weekly Challenges is probably not coming back. I did consider it, but at this point, I think I'm done. I think the stuff I did in November was a nice way to cap that off. Ultimate Custom Night Modded is over on DJ's channel. That's his thing now. And then I guess that leaves the main 7 games. Like, I seem to be coming back to those just every now and again at this point. Maybe I need to do something with that. Not playing any Steel Wall games or Lumix games again. What does that leave? Fan games? I'm not doing news, I'm not covering books. But this anniversary stuff is going to be an exception, I think. I might do daily streams covering it all, I don't know. That might be the thing. That just makes the most sense at the moment, but who knows what else I might come up with. But yeah, that's fair enough, Duncan. Yeah, that's fair enough. Make SB a banned chat words so nobody ever says it again. Nah. That was stupid, because what if there's something else that stands for SB? Like that Minecraft YouTuber. There's a Minecraft YouTuber called SB. He makes these excellent hardcore videos. That would suck. I can't just ban those words. That's silly. But there are many things I wish I could forget. You know, I can't lie about that. But it's never been a problem. I don't think it'll start now. Excuse me. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to close all this up. Going to keep an eye on this. And I'm actually going to follow it. Even though I don't use Twitter, I'm going to keep an eye on that. Yeah. But yeah. How much do I think they'll cost? I think DJ's called it right here. I think between 10 and 15 for Into the Pit and 20 and 30 for T-Jock. But converting into pounds, I think that's more like £10 for Into the Pit and £20 for T-Jock. Like, I don't think T-Jock is going to be much more than £20. I think it'll be like 15 to 20. It's like 10 to 15, 15 to 20. But I don't know how exactly the exchange rates work right now. But yeah. The Troll spin-off games. Fizz 2, 3, Fury's Rage, FNaF 3? World SL and UCN Troll. Listen, there are some FNaF games I've never played and I'm never going to play, like some of those old Troll games. I don't even know how to get them. I'm not really interested. As for spin-offs, I have covered them extensively. I've played all of the Freddy in Space games at some point. I've done Fury's Rage. Yeah, I did a whole series revisiting Sister Location. I did a whole series revisiting FNaF World. I did a whole series revisiting Pizza Sim. I did so many Ultimate Custom Night streams, some of which have been purged, so it's going to look like less, but I've done so much, man. I did 50 episodes of Five Nights at Fan Games, and people still want more. So, you know, we'll see what I can manage. But these things cannot keep on going. And I'm just saying, the 10th anniversary, it's a nice round moment in time to end things. It's an opportunity to round things off and bring things to an end. So, speaking of that, I've waffled on long enough. I'm going to go. I'll add timestamps. There will be more community tab posts soon. I know it's a lot of info. There's going to be different announcements relevant to the specific channels, so there might be something in Matt's Mist. There'll definitely be something in Continuity Hour at some point. The Hydration Nation is going to have many announcements, and you're going to complain about me pinging you too often, and I'm going to say, suck it, loser, you're hydrated now. And yeah. Ethan, we are still doing the thing tonight, yes. I'm not going to tell anyone what that is. I'm going to leave it to the imagination. Guys, what could Ethan and I possibly be doing at this point in time on a night like this? Intimately. Terrific timing, Cube Group. I'm so tired. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. I'm excited for FNaF again. It's been a long time. And yeah, until next time, stay hydrated.